Yo, 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 it's your boy Marky Mark Stero. Okay, I'll take what here. Hey Barb, how you doing? How you been? Hello, hello. Living the dream, yes. Honestly, me, I'm doing good. I'm also living the dream, you know? Seated right next to God, giving him all the praise for giving me a great life. Today is my anniversary of my business, 16 years. Had a some dinner with my family to celebrate. Another year has gone by where I can say, my business survived. It's been around 16 years. I can't believe it's been that long, but time flies, you know. I've had my ups and downs. I've had times where I wanted to give up. Then I had times where I'm like, what the hell am I doing? I'm so busy I can't even breathe. And now I'm at a point where I work when I want to, work when I feel like it, because I've established myself like that. So it feels good to just like, do what I want. I reflected on, have all the years that I've been on my own and just like thinking about all the people I worked for, all the places I worked at, all the people I dealt with, you know, how blessed I am not to get, hurt on the jobs and, you know, so I've got a lot of gratitude to give to my clients and my friends, my family, co-workers, and people who taught me how to do what I do today. So got a lot to be thankful for, is what I meant to say. Got a lot to be thankful for, so I'm happy. Yeah, it's nice. Mhm. I'm grateful. This year has been an up and down year. It's you know, I've been busy. Not a lot, but I've been busy enough to keep me going. Um, you know, I don't want to be like extremely busy, because that like takes away from my life and what I wanted, like, enjoying my life. And this year has actually been good because my sister needed me, to be by her side and the boys because of the divorce. So, so if I was working nonstop, I wouldn't be as supportive. So it kind of worked out okay. It worked out to where I wasn't busy and I was able to help my family. My mom and dad been through a lot of bullshit this year. In February, they had the big accident, in the car, and then they were without transportation. Then I had to, you know, take my mom everywhere and be with my dad and all that stuff. Then my sister getting a divorce. So I would say God's put me in the right place at the right time. Gave me work when I was free. Didn't give me enough work when didn't give me a lot of work when I was needed. So it all worked out. It all worked out. Everything's you know almost perfect. Yeah, freed up time. Yeah, reflecting. It's reflecting is good as long as it's good reflecting and not bad, obviously. So like I say to myself, I'm doing good. I'm healthy. I'm not in the hospital. I'm not dying of anything. Um, I had COVID 2 months ago, and I feel fine now. Um, it's just seeing my family, go through hard times. It's hard. I got to be there for them, be the strong one, help them out. I don't have to, but I am. I do. So I want to make sure they're okay. And I get blessed with work when I need it, and when I deserve it, and when I have to have it. So, all is good. I don't really complain too much about life because I know like I can't change certain things. I can't change people. People are gonna do what they gotta do. People are gonna say what they have to say. I just live my life. I don't give a shit about negative things and people and all that type of stuff. Life goes on. That's one thing I learned over the years is just stick to yourself, be happy, take care of yourself, take care of your immediate family if you have to. Give thanks to Spirit and God, and be grateful, show your gratitude. You know, that's it. Life is good. I'm all right. Other than getting older and getting tired faster, you know, that's about it. I'm just happy that everybody's okay. Like my mom's okay, my dad's okay. They got little, minor things wrong here and there, but nothing serious, nothing drastic. Thank God. So I'm good. Don't make sense complaining. Just stick it out and go to it. Do what you gotta do. My dad goes 80 on Saturday, so we're having a party for him on Sunday, the 80th birthday party here at the house. So we're gonna, yeah. I mean, it was weird because on Tuesday I went to pick up a package. I bring in this part for my generator. So I went to the post office place and the courier, whatever you call it. And there's a guy there. I always see him there. He's like in charge of like some of the section. He's always on a laptop, like checking packages and things. And he'll get my package every now. He already knows me by name. And he must have said to himself, "This guy comes here like every week and gets a package." Which is like almost every week I go there. If it's not for me, it's for my sister or, it's obviously things that I need. I'm not just like splurging and spending unnecessary money. It's for things that I need, parts for work, parts for, things that I need, obviously things like that. Because sometimes Bermuda doesn't have the things I need and I have to order it. So anyway, he said hello to me. I said, "Good afternoon. What's up, bro? You all right?" He goes, "Yeah, man, I'm good." And then the guy went to go get my package, and he says, "Hey, Mark, can I ask you a question?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And I was like, "Oh shit, what this guy gonna ask me?" He goes, "What do you do for a living?" So I told him what I do for a living. Told him I have my own business, and my anniversary is on Wednesday, the 20th, and I'm happy. Like, yeah, I got my business. I wish I would have started. The only thing I wish is I would have started earlier. I started when I was 30. And I said, I wish I would have started when I was 21, 22, something like that. But, I started, my business at a later date because that's the way it was going to be. And I always was skeptical about starting my own business because people always made it seem like you had to have a college degree. You had to have like some type of like, I was a high school dropout. I don't have a diploma. I never graduated. I never went to school. I just learned from hands on from people that I worked with. They taught me how to do things and I learned. So really it's like, going to school, but getting paid to learn. I was getting paid to learn pretty much. I didn't have to pay to learn. So, and I was getting taught by people who were, very good at what their trade is and still have their own business still till today. I just happened to join them, which was the best decision of my life. And I just, like I said, I told him that I wish I would have started earlier. So he said he was 20 years old. And I said, well, if I were you, I would start your business like in the next year or two if you want, or start it right now if you want. Just, if you wanted to start your business. But if not, you're starting early, you're here working, you can get to the point where, you can be the best and then move on to something else. I said, when I left school, I was pumping gas and I was a mechanic apprentice. I was working on bikes, cars, learning how to change tires, batteries, things like that. So I was like a mechanic apprentice. And then when I was 19, going 20, I was a manager of the gas station. I used to open and close it. I used to like be there, and I had a big responsibility when I was 19. I was running a business, you know, with my boss. And he put a lot of trust in me, and he made sure like he taught me the right things, and I learned fast, and I wanted to make money. And I was making like 14 bucks an hour, so it wasn't like, a lot of money, but it was good money to me at that time. It was better than what I was gonna make anyway. Hey Ninja, how you doing? So anyway, long story short, I told this boy, I said, I told this young man, I said, hey, look, if you want to start a business, go for it, and you should learn a trade, like something that you like, plumbing, mechanics, electrician. I told him I was an electrician. I've been doing electrical work for 25 years. So, I tried to encourage him, to uh to start his own business like I do with all young people. Anybody, I'm the type of person, I'm not a hater. Like I'm always gonna encourage you to do something that you're passionate about. And I've told many people on here, like, if you want to work for yourself, you want your own business, go for it. If you don't want that headache or you don't want to do your own business, then be the best you can be at your job. If you want to be. And if you don't want to, that's okay. I'm not going to look at you or judge you different. Everybody has a different role and a different job. But when I hear people say, hey, I want to start my own business, what should I do? Like, can I get your advice? And I'll tell them, yeah, go for it, man. And put yourself out there, like show people who you are. If you're talented and you know what you're doing, then go for it. You don't need money to start a business. You just need like, talent. You need to show people. Then the money will just come. And then when the money comes, you use it to invest in your business. And then you start to make profit, and then you'll be, well off. You'll be good. It took me a long time to get to that point, but I'm at that point now where I don't have to work every day. And that's like a blessing to me because I bust my ass the past 16 years. Well, not 16 years. I've had my business for 16 years, but I bust my ass my whole life. I'm always done like a hard job. So I don't care. Like I just want to work and I want to make good money. so I don't have to like work when I'm older. My dad went to eighth grade, taught five sons all to be carpenters. We always lived in new homes built by him. See, that's wonderful. Like that's see, my uncle, he's a carpenter. He's first class. He's like one of the best carpenters I know, and he's amazing. He's been doing carpentry for like 60 years, and he's 83 now. But he's probably been doing carpentry longer than that. Probably doing carpentry like 70 years maybe. He started when he was like 13, 10, 13, something like that. Anyway, he's an amazing carpenter, and he's in Canada right now in Toronto. He's retired, obviously, but he worked right up until like 7 years old, and he's still like he can teach somebody. Yep. I don't know, honey. You can answer that question. I don't live there. I doubt he'll be leaving because he might be comfortable. Honey, you know that answer. I don't live there. I don't know. I can't say. I mean, sometimes when we want people to leave, they don't. But if you want to get them out of there, you can. It's your house. Say bye. Get up. There you go. As I said it, you said it. That's up to you. Yeah, Barb, it does feel good. I never thought I would get to the point where I am now, where I don't have to work every day, but it's definitely a good feeling not to work every day. Even though I do work, but not like, I don't work for like people, I work for myself. So if I like today, I went out in the morning and I cut the grass, doing things around the house. I cut the grass, I wash clothes, working at home, doing my own thing for myself, like not working for a client, So, but when my client calls me and says, "Hey," like last week, 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I said, my client called me and said, "Hey, look, I have a dishwasher that broke down in one of the houses that I rent. Mean that I rent out, and I need you to pick up the washer, I mean the dishwasher, and bring it to the place and take the old one to the dump. I have a guy here that's gonna hook it up." I said, "All right, cool, yeah, no problem. Just let me know when." So he calls me at like 5 to 12, and he says, "Hey, can you do it now? Can you go down there and pick it up? I just paid for it. They're all ready. Just put it in your van and bring it up here." I was like, "All right, cool." Went there, picked it up, took it to him, took the old one, put it in the back of the van, took some other trash that he wanted, took it all to the dump, and that was it. Like, hour and a half, 2 hours worth of work that I did for him. I got paid for it, and that's it. And when he needs me, when my clients need me, they call me, and I go and do whatever. I'm flexible, like, and whenever they call and ask me to do a job, I'll do it. And if not, I work at my own place. I got a pool to clean. I got a pool deck to sweep every day and clean. I got a dog to take care of. I got my own life, my own. I'm gonna wash my dishes, make my food, go grocery shopping. I don't have a maid. I clean my own apartment. See all that clothes? I fold all the clothes. See, like right here, I fold my clothes. I do everything I have to do. I don't have no wife waiting on me to do all that stuff, even though I wouldn't make her do that stuff anyway, because I'm capable of doing it myself. You know? So I'm always busy. I'm never sitting on my ass doing nothing. Like I always have things to do. I always got things to do, always. Yeah, this whole week I've been cleaning up from the hurricane. And the hurricane came last week. It pretty much beat the shit out of all the trees. So every day I have to rake the leaves that come down off the dead trees and dead leaves off the trees, and then some of them go in the pool. Some of them go all over the damn place. I gotta rake them all and do this, do that. Then I gotta wash this and wash that because the salt there was all over the damn house. So keeping busy is the key. I'm always trying to keep busy and stay focused on what I have to do. So when I'm called upon, I go work. If not, I work here and do what I have to do. Simple. It's a good life. Well, Ninja, that's entirely up to you. If you feel like you have to get rid of them and give them a notice, say, hey, look, you got to get out of here. We don't want you here no more. Sick and tired of you. That's it. It's up to you. You hold he can always go back and live with his mom and dad. Sometimes family is the worst. Obviously don't tell him get out from one day to the next, but give him the ultimatum. Say, as of now to the end of October, you need to get out of here. And maybe he'll, either one get better and do his part, or he'll leave. He'll be like, okay, well, I don't have to wait till October. I'm leaving now. Bye. It's that simple. That's good, Bob. That's nice. That's nice of you to do that. Some people don't know what their life is when they get to that point. They'll never know who they need. So I'm glad you're doing that. God bless you. I'm doing the same thing for my family. Like my mom and dad, they just can't do it anymore. They're getting older and they need me to do things around the house for free, which I do. I don't care. I pay for things. Um, I've helped my sister all year with her divorce. I go pick up the boys, take them wherever. If she needs me, I go pick them up. I go take them somewhere, and there's two of them, so they have separate things. So I take one, she takes the other. I'm always there helping her out, and I've been helping her out with buying things, doing things, making things. I do what I have to do to help my family. Yeah, that's true, Barb. That's up to her. You know, she's got to tell him to go. That's up to her. You know, sometimes it's best not to get involved, but at the end of the day, it's your house, so you can tell him to go, but just do it in a decent way. That's all. Even though some people don't need the decent way out, some people deserve, hey, get the F out and goodbye. You know? Yeah. Yeah, Barb. I'm definitely like I wasn't like that because I resented some of my family for not being there for me or caring about what I do. Like I remember when I was 30 years old and I was going through a rough time, and I say, I need to go on my own. I need to start my own business. I'm sick and tired of working for everybody and working for these idiots that don't know anything. And I'm making chump change an hour. I can make more. If I start my own business, I'll be fine. I know what I'm doing. I can make more money. I can get clients. Everybody knows me, so I'm good. And I never forget. Like I went inside my mom and dad's house and I said, "Hey, I'm gonna start my own business. I have an appointment to go register my business this week." First thing my dad said, no, man, you're making a big mistake. You don't know what you're doing. We're going through a recession right now in Bermuda. You don't have a van, you don't have a car, blah blah blah, you don't this and that. He was just went on and on about negative shit. And I looked at him, I'm like, wow. I'm like, look at this fucking shit. Like, what is this guy saying? Like, you don't have no confidence in me, bro. So I just looked at him, I was like, yeah, whatever. I don't care what you say. I'm just telling you that's what I'm doing. I thought that I would get some type of support here, but obviously not. My mom goes, oh, well, you got to do what you got to do. Hopefully, you're not making a mistake. Oh, thanks, mom. You guys are the greatest parents ever. So I got nothing from them. I didn't, hate them or anything. I just know that they're negative and they're just that type of people. They're never going to change. So I was like, fuck it, I don't care. So I went to my sister and I said, look, I'm starting my own business. She goes, good. That's the best thing you could do. And she says, I'll help you if you need to. I'll give you work. I'll get you work. I'm so glad you're going. And I was like, okay, I got an appointment such and such a date on the 20th of September. And I'm going to sit down with the lady and register my business. I already talked to her and everything. I got all my paperwork ready to go. She says, all I got to do is come there and she'll register my business and give me the paperwork. She was like, okay, great. So right after I got my paperwork, I went to go try and get a car, and they wouldn't give me the loan at the bank. And they said, look, you're a liability. You haven't even started your business yet. And I was like, you know what? Fuck you people. So I went to my sister and I said, look, just give me, if you can loan me some money just to get my car, and I'll pay you back. No problem. I'm good. She's like, yeah, sure. So her and her husband wrote a check. I went to go get the car and I paid it off. By the end of that year, I had it all paid off. So it was perfect. Everything worked out for me. So I didn't need no loan from the bank. I didn't need nothing. I just paid my sister and my brother-in-law back. By the end of the year, I had the car paid off, no problem. And through working through everything, and I knew I can do it. And my parents didn't never say one word. They were like, how the fuck did this guy just come here one day and now he's like got a car, he's got tools, he's got everything. And I'll never forget it. I've said this story before. I don't know if anybody heard it, but spirit works in mysterious, beautiful, unthought of ways. And my other brother, I have two brother-in-laws. My oldest brother-in-law said, hey, look, I know you're on your own. Your dad told me that you're on your own, and I want to give you some work. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll take some work, whatever. I'm busy, but I'll take on the job. So he goes, look, this house right here, we're gonna put the ACs in the channel, the pipes and all that. I need you to do some masonry work, and you can patch up the channels. And if we have some electrical for you, we'll give it to you too. So I ended up staying at this lady's house for like 3 or 4 days. And she came out to me and says, oh, hi, how are you? I'm so and so. I'm like, oh, I'm Mark. I'm doing all that. I work, I'm working for my brother-in-law, patching up the channel. She goes, oh, yeah, I heard you're on your own. Do you want any tools? Or like you can buy, my husband passed away. And I rather like sell the tools to somebody like you who's just starting their business. I have all sorts of stuff in the garage. If you would like to see it, I'll sell some stuff to you or make me an offer. And I said to myself, this has got to be a joke. Like this can't be real. And I needed tools. I needed a lot of things because I just have my car and just like tools that I already had, but not much. But I definitely needed a lot, but I couldn't afford it at the time because I had just spent all my money on the car and getting things and stuff, getting tools that I needed at the time. So I was like, okay, let me go see what this woman's got. So I went in there and I lit up. I was like, no way, I need everything. I need pretty much everything in here. So I looked in one bag, it had this, and this. I needed everything. Then she had a big ass ladder in there, a 24-foot ladder. I needed that. She had a shop vac. I needed that. She had like a lot of hand tools, electrical tools, like masonry tools. So her husband did like maintenance work, like how I do. And I told her, I said, look, I want everything right here. I want all of this stuff. She goes, oh, okay, well, make me an offer. And I said, look, I can't afford much, and I don't want to like, tell you this, and then it's not worth it. I'm not here to rob you, but at the same time, I'll give you the value of what I think it costs. So I was like, look, I'll give you 500 bucks. She goes, okay, fine, that's good enough. And I was like, fuck, I got away with murder here. Like, I said, I'll just give you, that's all I had on me at the time. And I said, look, what I'll do is I'll do this job for you for free, and I'll give you 500 bucks. And she goes, no, 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 you don't have to do that. I said, no, no, I want to do it in memory of your husband, because this happened for a reason. I said, I believe that people, come back into the earth as spirits, and they line you up, because her husband must have said, this guy needs tools. I know he's gonna value my tools. And you know what? I have everything that I got from that place. I still got it 15 years later, because that was my first year I was on my own. And I was still like kind of like trying to get stuff. So I left there and my van was full. I just gave her 500 bucks and I did the job for free. And she gave me a hug and told me how much she appreciated it. And I said, I appreciate what you just did. You just gave me like thousands of dollars worth of tools for $500. But a lot of the stuff was used, and she probably would have got more for that if she wanted to. But and plus, I did the job for free, which is probably another $500. But at the time, I knew I was giving her, a good deal, and she was giving me a good deal, and I needed that shit more. You know? Yeah, exactly, exactly. So I was so happy, and then my brother-in-law called me and said, "Hey, I heard you took all the tools out of the garage. She sold you all the tools." I said, "Look, but that was a blessing. Thanks for getting me that job, because now I have everything I need. I had the ladder on top of my roof rack, bungee cords. I had a shop vac. I had all these hand tools. I had a bag full of tools. I still got everything that I got from 'em, except for the shop vac is gone now. I got a new one. But even the shop vac, that thing lasted so long, and I had to like grease it up a bit because it was stuck there for a while because he had died like about 6 months. So the tools were just sitting there. So I had to oil up things. It was a blessing. I got blessed right off the bat. So that's why, like, I always say to myself, like, I knew I did the right thing. Like, I knew going on my own was the right thing to do. And then that day proved it. Like, and then I was already into like psychic stuff and spiritual stuff. When I was 30, 31, I was already dealing with psychics and doing psychic work at the time. Just not a lot like I do now. Um, but like, I believed in all that stuff. Like I believed in like spirit would have my back. And then when that happened, like I got chills. I was like, I can't believe this. Like, this guy, I was put here for a reason. So I got blessed, and I got blessed many other times too. So yes, sweetheart, how you doing, Blue Nile? Yes, of course. So yeah, that's what happened. Like I always reflect on this day, because this day is a day that I started my business, and I said, nobody believed in me except for my sister. She was the only one that helped me. None of my family gave me work. Like they looked at me like, the black sheep, like, oh yeah, you're a dropout, you're a high school dropout, you ain't got the diploma, you don't know nothing. And then as I got more and more work in 2010, I got my biggest job ever at the time. I've had bigger jobs than that, but in 2010 I got the biggest job of my career at the time. I did electrical contract, and I did a whole house from start to finish, and it was for my friend and his wife bought the property, and they made a house, and I ended up doing all the electrical, and I made a lot of money in a whole year that I was there. I made good money, more money than I ever made. And ever since that day, I've been working for that same guy, that same client for 13 years, and he's given me tons of work. and he's always like got my back. And if I need work, I just go to him if I need it. All right, no problem, sweetheart. You can go ahead and ask your questions. And thank you, I appreciate it. So yeah, today has always been like a day where I reflect and say, thank God, I'm lasted this long and business is still running. All right, let's check. DCK. Yeah, I do see you guys reconciling. I got all good vibes here. I think that, being that you tried to squash any vibes, I think, bad vibes, I feel like everything's going to be fine now. Um, I think there's a lot of like choices that have to be made. I think you both will heal from it and you'll resolve the issue and the problem. I think there's a lot of, compromising between both of you, like, hey, look, this happened, that happened, I take the blame, you take the blame, this happened, it shouldn't have been this way, this shouldn't have been that way. I feel like your friendship will get better and things will get better and you'll heal from it, and the result will be satisfactory. You'll be fine. um I think that things will get better and better as time goes on, and I think that you guys will socialize and talk about it more, and get to the point where it's actually a desire to be friends again, or to reconcile again. I feel like it'll be like an intelligent choice, like a smart choice. I feel like this person's more reliable now than they used to be. Maybe you wanted to rely on them and you couldn't, and now you can because the person's in a better frame of mind, like a better situation. The person feels better, like I think they're more experienced and they're smart and making smarter choices. Um, I think there's a lot of inspiration like between both of you that'll happen. Yeah, I feel like the person would try to reconcile and try to make things better. That's up to you to take it though, you know what I mean? But I do see them trying to reconcile with you, yes. I do see them trying to. They feel like they can. So that's up to you to reconcile. That's up to you. Like, that's your choice. You have free will to say, I don't want to reconcile with you. Fuck you. See you later. Or you can say, hey, look, let's talk about it and let's be friends and so forth. I think that's what I see here. Like, I think that this person wants to resolve the issue and be happy and just not have nothing, no animosity and things between each other. So yeah, to answer that question, I would say yes, they'll try to reconcile with you. All right, will he try to communicate with me in the future? Yeah, probably for closure, and just like because they know it's a smart choice to do, like it's a smarter thing to do. Some people can do that, and some people will never do that. But I feel like this person feels like they could do it and be okay with it. Some people feel guilty, and they come back and say, hey, look, I was an idiot. I should have never done that. I learned from my lesson. Whether you believe that or not, I just want to say sorry or whatever. Some people do. Some people are like, got too much pride for that shit. No one ever comes back to me and apologizes to me because they know I ain't accepting nothing. Once you fuck me over, that's it. Goodbye, good riddance, good life. See you later. Don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way up. I don't want to hear no apologies. I don't care. Just get away from me. That's just the type of person I am. I don't want to deal with you again. But some people give people chances, not me. You have one chance and one chance only. Take it or leave it. Not my problem. I don't care. That's how I stay happy and sane, by not having the same people around me that screwed me over. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't forgive nobody. I forgive myself for dealing with you, but I don't forgive nobody. That's not my job. Some people say, oh, you have to forgive in order to feel better or feel closure. Not me. Not speaking to you and not and ignoring you for what you did to me is my closure and my forgiveness to myself. You're not worthy of my forgiveness because why am I gonna forgive somebody that fucked me over? Are you crazy? What world are you living in? Hell no. All right. You said, will he try to communicate to me in the future again? This same person, K? All right. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back. No, no, no. Well, I would say from now to the end of the year, it looks possible they might communicate, but it's going to be very brief. Like maybe, hey, what's up? And then it'll be like a 5 minute conversation. Nothing serious, nothing like, because they think that, I'd say they have an ego problem and they won't make the necessary effort. Like they won't talk to you numerous times or be like really, really cool. I just think that'll be a 5 minute conversation. Hey, what's up? This and that, whatever. Let's. I think this and that, blah blah blah, and it's a regular thing. Yeah, yeah. So if it does happen, I would say that there's a possibility from now until the end of the year. I think that it'll be, a 5 minute conversation. If it happens, it'll be a 5 minute conversation. But I think that that person knows that you be too shallow, like you won't agree to dealing with it, and you won't be able to understand why they did it or what they did it for or whatever, and you feel brokenhearted about it or you feel like disappointed. If you're not brokenhearted, you're disappointed from that whole situation and from this person. So I would say if they do try to speak to you, it'll be a 5 minute conversation of, hey, look, this and that, and you might be like, yeah, whatever, and it probably won't even last 5 minutes. So I would say there is a possibility of a 5 minute conversation, and that's about it. But it'll only happen once and once, and so I would say there is a chance from now to the end of the year that he might say, hey, for 5 minutes, and then it won't be nothing too serious. I think you're gonna, elaborate and tell him, hey, look, you did this to me, you did that to me, so why should I? Hey G, what's up, bro? How you been? So it's very possible that he can speak to you, but it won't be long. It won't be like it will only be a couple minutes. That's if he has the balls to speak. But I think he knows that you're closed off and you don't want to say nothing to him because you're disappointed. So yeah, I also feel like this person's not going to be willing to make the effort to do it because they know what they're going to get, what answer they're going to get. And another thing that I see here, Blue Nile, is this person might be in like a situation where they don't have a good relationship, or they might be single, or they might be with somebody that is giving them a hard time. Like they're getting karma for doing dumb shit to somebody else. So like they constantly make mistakes, or they constantly look for affection but don't get it. And they might be like, yeah, I think that this person's like really confused and they have money problems and they have like problems with like keeping someone. Yeah, he left you for someone else, but that's his loss. It looks like he's getting karma for that though. Like he's with another, like he was with somebody, or he might be with somebody still, or he's like off and on, and they're like treating him like shit, like he's not doing too good in his relationship either. Well, if he left you for someone else, then the grass wasn't greener on the other side. Because I can see that, and that's probably one of the reasons why he'll probably speak to you, because he probably feels like he made a big mistake. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's what I see. Like he has like mistresses and like people that he knows of that he tries to be with, but they already know what he's about. So they're like, no, bro, that ain't happening, you know? And yeah, I don't think I think that he does to a certain point, but whether he genuinely, feels that way, I don't think so. Like, some people regret things to a certain point, if you know what I mean. Like I would say that he probably says to himself, I shouldn't have left, or I shouldn't have left her for somebody else. Yeah. Like I feel like he's embarrassed to talk to you because he did what he did to you. So I would say he doesn't regret it, but he's embarrassed to talk to you, or he's like hesitant to do so because he knows, how you feel, obviously. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which is a good thing. Like I feel like he's with his dad, or he's with like a brother. He's with somebody that's helping him, like another man is helping him get over like his losses or his finances, or like he has a male figure around him that's helping him out. Like it's either a brother or a father. I see somebody like, yeah. I see like men around him. Like I don't see a woman around him. I don't see no like, love or anything. I just think that he's staying to himself and he's working with a man, or a man's working with him. He's close to his younger brother and his older father. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, he works for his dad. Okay, well that makes sense because the cards are telling me he's around a man and the man's helping him and he's helping them. Like he's working with this guy or he's with this guy. Yeah. But as far as like, him regretting what he did, I would say no, but I would say like he's embarrassed about it. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing. When you get into business with friends, sometimes that's a bad thing because, you get, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I get more embarrassment, not regret. I get embarrassment around him. Yeah. So that's what you think as well. He's embarrassed because he fumbled. Exactly. And, people make mistakes. Everybody's human. We make mistakes. We do things we're not supposed to do. We do things, some people don't know what they have until it's gone. And that's their problem. They have to live with that mistake. Some people fix it and get better, or some people end up, finding another solution or another situation, and then they go from there. But it happened for a reason. That's how you got to look at it. It happened all for a reason. He left you for a reason because he wasn't good enough for you, and he just had to do what he had to do. You're welcome, sweetheart. No problem. There's always someone and something better. That's how you got to look at it. That's my opinion in life. There's always somebody better. So if you're not getting treated right and you feel like you can do better or find better, then go for it. But finding yourself is the best thing. Loving yourself is better than anything else in the world. It's better than a relationship. It's better than a toxic one. It's better than anything in life. It's loving yourself. Being single is not a bad thing. It's actually the normal thing to do in this life, in this day and age. I know more single people than I know people that are together that are happy. I know more single happy people than there is married couples and people that are in a relationship right now. I can honestly say I don't really know too many happy married people. Unfortunately, I hate to say that, but it's actually true. I know a lot of my friends, they're either divorced, married and not happy, in a relationship and not happy, or, they flopped, they fumbled, they did something that they shouldn't have done. And then I know a lot of single people that say, "Oh, I'm just loving myself. I go home to work, work home, and I don't give a shit about relationships. I'm done that, been there, done that. I'm, 40 some years old. I don't give a shit. I just come home and have fun and just me and my dog or me and my mom, my dad, my siblings, whatever." Some people don't, you don't really need somebody to complete you. You're complete by yourself. And if once you recognize that, then life is better. Sometimes being in a relationship is the worst thing for you because you have to deal with a bad person. But it's not always bad though. There's always good people out there. You can find a good relationship and be in a loving relationship and live happily ever after. There is such thing. I believe that. But I believe 7 out of 10 times that's not possible because the people and how they're programmed in the world right now, social media and like activists and people like say things and it gets embedded in your brain, and then you go on this power trip and you think you're some queen of fucking the world and you deserve like a millionaire guy that's gonna like feed you bonbons and watch fucking Netflix and you don't have to work anymore. Like I don't know what world you live in, but that shit ain't happening. You can wait for it all you want, but that only happens out of 1 in 1 million women. Amen. G, I see you donated, bro. Thank you. You can go ahead and ask your questions when you're ready. I'm not gonna lie, being single is great. I've been single for 6 years and it's a blessing. But, like everybody, a good relationship develops over time. It's possible there's somebody for everybody. That's what I believe. I believe there's someone out there for everybody. You just gotta find them, and they gotta find you. And some people say, "Well, I'm running out of time." I'm 46, and I don't feel like I'm running out of time. I feel like if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm still gonna live my life, single and mingle. That's all. It's all good. You don't have to get married. You don't have to have kids. You don't have to be in a relationship. You don't have to do nothing, damn it. Just live your life and be happy. All right, G, you say you'll take a general what you should know. All right, let's check, bro. Hey G, do you have like a grandfather or uncle in spirit by any chance? I'll think about it, Ninja. I got like a guy here, and he's got like a, I would say like maybe a mustache, but not a thick one, but like I don't know, I can see him, but I can't like not really that much. Right. So you have a grandfather in spirit, right? That's my question. Hey, sweetheart, how you doing? How you been? Like, even though you never met him, that's okay. Like, you don't have to meet him. I like you have. if you have a grandfather that's passed away, and this could be him, That's why, like, I'm doing great, sweetheart. All's good. It's good to see you. So, like, even though you didn't meet him, like, I got a guy here. He looks like he's in his 70s, and he's kind of thick. Like, he's a big guy, and he's got like a beard like mine, but just a little bit more shaved. Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate that very much. Um, but anyway, this guy is around you. Like, he's a big dude, and he's got, kind of like a semi, like a shaved beard, he's got, like, I would say like mine, but just a little bit less. And he's like around you. He's in the background here. He's like talking to him. He says he knows you, but you might not have met him, but that doesn't mean that there's not around you. You know what I mean? But anyway, in general, try not to make any serious plans because you might overwhelm yourself, or you might feel like overwhelmed by making plans, or like you have to face reality with the plans you make, is what I'm getting here. So, G, if you're planning on doing something, make sure you double check everything. Double check this because something unexpected might happen. You might also feel like really tired, like you need to rest. You might be working too much, or you might be working long hours and you feel exhausted. They're saying like take a day to yourself on your days off, if you have any, to really rest and recover. Like take your time, like make sure like you're doing the right thing, and make sure you get enough rest. They're saying you have to take time to rest. Um, if you are resting, then that's fine. Just continue to rest and don't like do too much at all one time. If you feel like things are not going to work out in a certain situation, then don't do it. Um, just be very patient, as things are going to get better. If you need something like to work out, like whatever plan this is, or whatever like situation you're in, I feel like you're going to be you're a good influence, or you're going to have somebody be a good influence towards you, and you're going to find compatibility with the things that you need to find compatibility with. Just be very patient, and don't get upset if things don't happen the right way for you. Don't be upset. Just take it day by day. There's a woman around you that you can't trust. She could be a Virgo, Taurus, or a Capricorn. This person is very suspicious, or leaves you in suspense, or just a person who has like a false prosperity. She might tell you that she has something, then she doesn't. So if you get like a woman around you, or a person around you that says, "Hey, I got this, G, I got that, G," and you're like, "Yeah, whatever," like it's too good to be true, then it probably is too good to be true. She's probably gonna lie to you, and she's probably somebody that you definitely can't trust. This person, you'll feel the suspicion once you start talking to him. So you'll be like, "Yeah, I'm too suspicious. This ain't happened. Like this person's not real." They talk to hear themselves and then go from there. Like if there's anybody around you that's trying to be your friend, just use your judgment in what they say and what they do and how they act towards you, because they might not be the person that you need to be around. They might accuse you of doing things or be unfair towards you. You might have people like not being fair, saying things, like making accusations, saying, blaming you, trying to get you to do something that you don't want to do. Just being biased, or like if this is somebody that you work with, they can be pretty annoying. I feel like I've said that to you before. Like you have like a person around you that is just like an annoying ass, and just probably not your type of person to be around, or when you see him, you kind of dread the worst. If that's the case, just like don't give it. Try to be very patient with it and manage it. Um, as far as work, I think work would be good. Just manage your hours and manage your time, and give yourself time to rest. Like don't do too much all at once. Try to take time out for yourself, like a whole day, and just do absolutely nothing and sleep, or recover, go get a massage. go out in nature, like try and feel like, you have a day off and you actually did something for yourself. I also see like you might feel like doubtful, or you might feel hesitant and uncertain about your choices or your decisions. If you have to make a decision, then you might have like some anxiety or some like doubts that you're making a decision that's not going to actually benefit you, or you're wondering if it's going to benefit you or not. Like you might say to yourself, if I do this, what's going to be the outcome? Like, am I really going to get something out of this? If you decide to do something that you're hesitating about, then just know that you need a lot of willpower, and you got to be strong and take it on if you really want to do it. If this is something you really want to do, no matter what it is, whatever you want to do, you'll find a resolution. Like you'll find just make the right choice is what spirit's saying. If you make the right choice, then you should be fine. And like I said, I still get like a grandfather figure around you. If your grandfather's passed away and you never met him, it doesn't make a difference. This person still could be around you. And I feel like they have a beard, or they have like a mustache, or like a beard on them, and they're like a thick person. And it looks like this person is like was very confident. They might have been wealthy, or they might have had a business, or they might have like, could have been well off. Like they were like a boss. Like, you couldn't really tell them what to do. They knew everything. This could be like on your father's side. If your father's dad's passed away, then it could be him. Doesn't necessarily have to be, but I think that it is. Like it could be on your father's side. If you, like I said, it doesn't matter if you don't know who they are. They still take care of you no matter what, because they know who you are. Yeah, that's okay. If you don't know who it is, this is a person that's around you. I don't know if you ever saw pictures of your grandfathers or anything like that. Some people don't even see that. It's kind of sad. But I know people who say, I don't even know who my grandparents are. I've never seen them. I ain't got no pictures. I have no clue, Mark. And I'm like, well, this is the person that's around you. And sometimes they'll come to me months or years later and say, hey, remember that day you told me this? I finally found a picture. And yeah, that's the guy right there. So, it could be that person and it might not be that person, like I said. Yeah. If your grandfather died young, it still could be him. Like you have two grandfathers, right? So it could be either or, you know? Yeah, it could be him. I don't know if you ever saw pictures of him, but if he had like a beard or like some fuzz on his face, like, he had like a mustache or something, then it's probably him. But either way, this guy is around you. This guy's around you. It could be him or it could be somebody else. Could be an uncle, could be anybody. Like the man, I'll tell you who I see. It's a guy with like a beard, a very light beard, not thick. He's kind of like a strong looking guy, and he's kind of like, I would say, like my complexion. Like he's kind of like, olive skin, like kind of like tan, and he's like, maybe yellow skin, like, he's like kind of like, he's got color to him, but he's not pale. He's like Caucasian looking, and he's strong and looking. He's big, and he's got a big face, big head, and he's just sitting there, and he's telling me that he watches over you. He takes care of you. He says. So, like I said, could be somebody. Families are big, so if you don't know who it is, it doesn't matter. Like just know that this person's around you and trying to help you. I mean, it'd be nice if you knew who it was or knew of the person. So, But my opinion on spirit and my experience with it is it doesn't like I never saw my grandfathers either. My one of my grandfathers died before I was born, and one died 9 months. So I don't remember him obviously, but I saw him when I was 9 months old. But I don't know what he looks like or what he. I know I have pictures, but you know what I mean. So it's kind of hard to know who the people are if you never seen them. Um, but the reason why I say grandfather is because usually they're the ones. Yeah, yeah. It could be your uncle. If he fits that description, then it's probably your uncle. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Could be. So if that fits the description, then that's probably who is watching over you in spirit, like who's like got you. I don't think I ever got a spirit like around you before, but I did today. Like today, I can see the guy. He appeared to me and asked me, if I can tell you that he's around you, tell you that I'm around. He said, "Hey, look, tell G that I'm here." I was like, "All right, bro. I don't know. Like, I don't know who these people are. They just come to me and say, hey, look, tell him I'm here." So if this fits the description, then it's probably him. I would say if you know your uncle, if you know of him or you know about him, and you can ask your mom, like, if he was that type of person or did he look like that or whatever, if and that's cool too. But he's saying that you need to have a lot more determination in what you want to do and how you want to live your life. Like be more determined, have a desire, have a passion, make a choice. Like he's saying, like you have a choice, but you need to be smart about it. So only you know what that is. So he wants you to make the right choice and he wants you to stop like doubting yourself and he wants you to know that like you have male spirits around you and male people around you that can help you with these things. You just got to ask. So like I say to you and everybody, we have a spiritual army around us. There's a lot of people, there's more dead people in spirit than there is living people in this world. So spirit is on a high alert for a lot of people, and people have a spiritual army around them, more people than none of us know, the people that have died before us that are on our family. Because our family is generations and generations, and our ancestors go years and years and years and years. So we're never gonna know everybody, but they're definitely around, and some of them appear here and there to say, "Hey, I raise my hand, I take care of this person, or I'm here now," and that's the type of way it is. So whether you believe that or not, that's good. If you don't, then just know that that person's around. You can always confirm with your mom and ask. That's if you want to. You don't have to if you don't want to. But just putting it out there, he's around you, which is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Some people believe in it, some people don't. Some people don't even know, but some people do. But otherwise, that bro, it looks good. Nothing major, nothing bad. It's just more to do with you. Like you need to know that, like in general, I would say like just keep working on yourself, keep doing what you have to do. If you have a desire to do something that you really desire to do, then be more determined. Like make the choice, but make sure it's a smart choice. Make sure you're not doing the wrong thing. And if you make any plans, make sure it's the right plans and double check everything. Make sure you're really doing what you're planning on doing. Because if not, it can get canceled or it can get, messed up. So that's the only like thing I see with like, conflict or any type of drama. It's just you making a decision that can backfire or you making a plan that can backfire on you. To make sure you investigate the whole thing and make sure you're doing the right thing and the right plan and whatever not. If something happens where you get like a red flag and it says, yeah, don't do it now, then don't do it. Make a smart choice. Ninja, are you still here? I'll give you a message. And if anybody else wants a message, let me know. All right, Ninja, your first card is someone's intentions may not be as real as you think. Know your worth and remember that. And like I said earlier, forgive yourself for dealing with them. I was just talking to Barb about that. Barb, if you want a message, let me know, sweetheart. G, if you need me to check anything else, just let me know, bro. Or if you want me to clarify anything for you. All right, Barb. Let me see what we got for you, Miss Barbie. You're welcome, Ninja. Anytime. All right, Barb. Don't worry, karma will get them. Don't plan anything because God laughs at your plans sometimes and says, no, Barb, we're not going to do that today. We're going to do something else. So you may plan and God laughs. And that could be in a good or a bad way. Like I always tell people, don't take that card like in a wrong way. Because you may plan something and God be like, I knew you were going to plan this. I already had a plan for you. And he'll giggle with you. Some people take that card the wrong way. I was like, no, that doesn't mean like he's laughing at you in a bad way, you know. And you may feel emotional at the moment. So you might feel emotional in a good way, bad way. You know, whatever way you feel, you might feel emotional thinking about certain things, like we were saying earlier, reflecting on the past or reflecting on certain things. So it might make you feel emotional. And on the bottom here, you got your ancestors and angels are protecting you. Just ask them for help. You're welcome, sweetheart, and thank you too. Yeah, I love these cards. I haven't used them in a while. I've been using the other deck, my other deck, the blue deck. Everybody's been requesting the blue deck, so I got the red one today. Switch it up. I remember I pulled that card for somebody. I can't remember who it was, but I said, "You plan, God laughs," and she was like, "What do you mean? Well, God's gonna laugh at me because I planned this and that?" And I was like, "Look, sweetheart, it's just a card. God can laugh at you anytime he wants, you know, but he might be laughing in a good way. He might be giggling, saying, hey, you know, you planned that, but I already knew you were going to plan it because I'm God. And I'm glad you planned it. So let's laugh together." Or it could mean he's laughing at your dumbass for making a stupid plan and he's got something else for you. And she was like, oh, okay. Sorry. I'm like, no, it's okay. It's like, don't take everything in a negative way. You know? But because God's laughing doesn't mean he's laughing at you. It doesn't say God's laughing at your dumb ass. It doesn't say that. It says you plan and God laughs. You can laugh at your plans. Come on now. I always remember that when I pull that card. I'm like, jeez, I'll be so sensitive. My dog's making all this noise in the background. She's over there licking herself. Exactly. I know he laughs at me every day. He must be like, oh, here we go. Mark's praying to me again. You know, I'm glad he thanks me. I'm glad he does what he has to do. I laugh at his plans. He's always up to something. You're welcome, G. No problem, bro. I hope that made sense to you. I hope everything's, you know, making sense. And it was all, you know, good. I don't see nothing bad, bro. It's pretty much good. Just keep like doing what you have to do. Like, don't let nobody get to you, you know? I always see like people that look at you in a different way. But that's everybody, man. Everybody's got that situation and that problem. There's always people watching us, always people trying to get to us because people like to test people. If they see you happy, they want to make you sad. If they see you sad, they want you to remain that way. And they're like, dumbass, he's sad, a dumb person, whatever. Some people don't want to see you happy. And then you have the people that are really cool and genuine and actually want to see you happy and will make you happy by doing something for you. Or, there's different types of people everywhere. So we have to go with what comes to us, and we just cipher out the negative and just go from there. At least that's what my advice is to everybody. You're always going to get people around you that are no good. And then you're going to get really cool people around you that you can tolerate. If anybody else wants a message, let me know. G, if you want a message, I'll give you one, bro. But otherwise, you got to just stay positive and stay happy and just realize that you can't always have what you want, but always get what you need. That's my advice to everybody. Always get what you need and not what you want. What you want is may not what you need. Always get what you need. You need to pay your damn bills. You need to get money. You need to eat. You need to drink. And you need to be good or else you're going to get karma. All right, bro, no problem. See Miss Diamond, she's looking over here. She's over here huffing and puffing. I don't know for what. What's wrong? Huh? She's living the life. She's in the AC all day. I try to keep her inside during the summer because she's getting older now. She's 8. She's going 9 years old in February. So she can't handle the heat. It's been really hot here lately and humid. So she's always like huffing and puffing. So I try to keep her inside as much as I can. I don't like when she's outside. See, she's right here looking at me now. She's facing me now. She has to watch me. You want a card, Diamond? Pain in the ass. She got a nice bed. She eats good. All right, G, let's see what we got for you, bro. All right. G, you want sexual healing and attention? Don't we all? You're seeing synchronicities for a reason. Spirit is trying to tell you something. And this card means if you're seeing numbers, you're seeing like spiritual things like, butterflies, animals, something reoccurring, synchronicities. And Spirit's trying to tell you something. And just like you're reading, Spirit is trying to tell you something by coming to me. So that's something that, is probably going to occur. Like you seeing numbers and things like that, or seeing the same thing over and over. It's trying to tell you something. And there's a person out there that you have to tell them how you feel. So if you need to tell somebody how you feel, then tell them. Tell them how you feel. And on the bottom, you got know your worth and remember that. So those messages are pretty much like your reading, just reconfirming everything. Especially that know your worth and remember that. Telling people how you feel, and Spirit's trying to tell you something. So that's good. Sounds about right. That's what you'd say about your son-in-law, yeah. Well, unfortunately, there's a lot of crazy people out there that do crazy things, and sometimes we don't want them around. Sometimes we just have to eliminate people from our lives. It's hard. Sometimes we can't. Sometimes we can. Sometimes we don't want to, and sometimes we do it, and then we say, well, that's the best thing I ever did. Just like somebody said when they came in here one day, people are in your life for a reason or for a season. And I definitely believe that. Not everybody's meant to be in your life throughout your whole journey of your life. People die, people come and go. Um, people, you know, the most, the decent people in your life pass away and you got to live without them. You learn from them why they were on earth. Things like that. Like you just got to make the right choices and the right things. Yeah, I agree, Barb. Sometimes we just got to say, hey, you got to do what I say or else hasta la vista. Calm down, okay? It's not that bad. This year has been one of those years where people test your patience. People test you. People want to see how far they can push your buttons, how far they can get away with things. Test really test your sincerity or test your like patience. I think a lot of people have told me that more this year than any other time I've remembered. There's a lot of people who are really testing the limits, you know. But like I say to everybody, and what I believe in is, God sees and hears what you can't. If you believe, God's job is a big one, and that's why Spirit's around to help us because I believe He can't do it all. So He sends Spirit to help us. He's like the general, He says, "Hey, look, Mark's Spirit family, you guys go help him. He told me what he wants. He told me what he needs. Give him what he needs, not what he wants. Do what he has to do to protect him. He deserves this, this, and this, or don't do anything for him because it's not the right time, or give his ass some karma." All right, bro. Good seeing you, man. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. I wish you luck, man. I hope everything goes well for you. Yeah, I agree with that, Ninja. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. 'Cause that's one thing I never did. That's a saying that I take literally, and I never ever have done that in my life. I never ever have bit the hand that fed me. I always respect people who have done things for me, but don't think you're gonna do things for me and like rub it in my face or make me feel like a certain way. That ain't gonna happen. That's when I don't bite your hand. I do something else. I say goodbye. You can bite yourself. But it's always good to like set boundaries and make sure you're not allowing people to do bad things to you. There's only so much you can take. And if you like, if you're the owner of your house and somebody's living there, no matter who they are, they just gotta go. Simple as that. Sometimes you need to like, not threaten them, but pretty much say, hey, you know, we don't want you around here. You gotta go. This is our house. Goodbye. Some people never learn, Barb. That's the sad part. It's very unfortunate. Men are, I think a lot of men, not all men, because, I'm not like that. I was raised right. I never saw my dad do anything bad to my mom, still till today. My dad respects, My mom, I've never had to interfere or anything. My mom has never said, yeah, your dad treats me some way or that way. I'd beat his ass anyway if he did do anything to my mom. But um, my dad showed me like to respect, women, especially my mom and things like that. But not every family gets raised like that. And it's sad because you learn what you see and see what you learn. So if you're learning the wrong way, you're going to be taught the wrong way and you're going to end up the wrong way unless you have the willpower to say, hey, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be like my abusive dad or brother or sister or, or mom or whatever. Exactly. It has to be taught at home. And even if you get taught at home, you might be, you know what, Barb, what I believe? I want your opinion on something. And both of you ladies are older than me and more experienced and have more, you know, lessons you've learned and situations you've been in. And we all have families and siblings and mothers and fathers. But my thing is this: you can be taught the right way, but are you going to act and be the right way? So you have free will. You can say, yeah, my dad taught me how to be, my mom taught me this, and my family taught me that, but fuck that. I want to be an asshole. I want to be a woman beater. I want to be a cheater. I want to be a piece of shit. I want to be a thief. I want to be a murderer. I don't give a shit. I don't want to be, you know, Mr. Goody Tissues. You see what I mean? So I think that some people blame their upbringing on their life that they choose to live. But we're all born to make choices. We're not born a certain way. We're born to make choices. You have to make the right choice. And if you don't, you're going to suffer. And if you want to make the wrong choice, then that's on you. Exactly. It's a choice. It's a choice to be nice. It's a choice to be bad. And I don't believe that you're born a certain way. You're born in this world not having a fucking clue. You have a choice to get better, you have a choice to be worse, and you have a choice to absolutely do nothing. You know? I'll give you an example. You can be born blind, you can be born deaf, you can be born with some type of medical issue, but it's your choice to mope and do nothing about it, or you have the choice to get better, defeat the illness, defeat the situation you're in, and be better. Or you have a choice to live it out and find solutions and make the right choice so you can get better. You can be born fucked up and born in a certain situation, but it's still a choice you have to make to get better. You can be born blind and just sit there like a bump on a log and just have somebody cater to you. Or you can go get a stick and go walk around and live life even though you're blind. You can walk around and you can say, hey, excuse me, anybody, can you hear me? Where is City Hall, or where is this place, or where's the public bathroom? Can you show me? Can you tell me how many blocks it is? You know, you have a fucking choice to live your life, whether or not you're born the way you are or not. And I think that most people don't have the willpower or the balls or like, the oomph to like want to be something. You just give up. So you have yourself to blame. Don't cry to me. You have yourself to blame for not making the right choices. Don't blame life, blame the way you live it. It's my choice to be sitting here right now talking to you. I can go sit on that couch and go do fucking nothing and watch baseball. But I'd rather be here talking to everybody and helping people. That's what I want to do. That's my choice. It was my choice to start this channel and to talk to spirit and to talk to people and have fun. It's my choice to put on this fucking hat today or this shirt. It's my choice. Everybody has a choice. I think people are just too hard on themselves. I really do. I think people are hard on themselves and They expect change, but they expect it at other people's, expense, or they expect people to just give them shit, you know? Like, I don't get that, man. I don't know. People annoy me because one person told me that, oh, he's like that because his family. Yes, but he had a choice not to be like his family. He had a choice to change. He had a choice to say, I'm not going to be like my family. I'm going to be me. I'm going to be a different person. I don't want to be abusive. I don't want to be fucked up. I don't want to be an alcoholic. I don't want to be a drug addict. I don't want to be a cheater. I don't want to be an asshole. I don't want to be like my mom and dad and my family. Or I don't want to be like my dad. He beat my mom or he did this. You have a choice, man. You know, you have a choice to make your life better. It's up to you. And if you don't, that's your problem. I don't care. I'm still gonna walk up these steps and go sleep tonight. I don't give a shit what you're doing. But don't cry to me about it. Exactly. Choose to change. Yeah, break the cycle. Absolutely. I agree. Yeah, it is great, Ninja. It's great to be good and not like want to like do things bad shit or just like feel sorry for yourself. Like that's bullshit. I can't do that. I don't know. I think there's different breeds of people. I think the generation today is a lot, they want to change, but they change in the wrong ways. Their change is like delusional changes. And I don't care. They can do what they want. I really don't give a shit. You want to be a cat, a dog, you want to be whatever you want to be, you want to identify as whatever. I don't give a fuck. Just stay away from me. And I'm not gonna argue about your identity. What you want to be is that's up to you. I don't want to hear it. If you start talking to me about you're this and you're that, I really don't care. I know who I am, and I don't give a fuck what you want to be, but I know who I am, and you can go about your business. I'm going this way, you go that way. You do whatever you want, I don't care. When you die, you have somebody to answer to. So it ain't me. You want to be on this world and live like an idiot? Go right ahead. Not my problem. I'm a lot different now than I ever have been in my whole life. I really do not give a shit about what people think of me or anybody else. I really don't care too much anymore to be bothered with people's opinions or people's like lives. Like I'm not a pokey person. I don't need to know about your life. I don't care what you're doing. It don't bother me. I have my own life to live, and I think everybody should do the same thing: is worry about you and your life. Live your life to what you need to do, and don't worry about what anybody else is doing. And if you have toxic people around you, get rid of them immediately, or else you're gonna stay in that cycle. You're gonna stay in the merry-go-round. You're gonna go round and round and round until you kick that person off. Yesterday, no, Tuesday, I saw my best friend. I haven't seen him in months because our lives have changed. We got older. We're not fucking around anymore. We're not going out anymore. We're not smoking weed and drinking and carrying on. He has a boy, an 8-year-old boy. He's been taking care of him, doing what he's doing. And I respect that. He has his job. I have my business. We have our lives, so we don't really see too much of each other anymore. But he drove into a place where I was, and we happened to see each other. And we had like a 20-minute conversation. Everything was cool. And life goes on. We talked about a few things, and that was it. But life changes. You get to a certain point where you're not going to do the same things or be with the same people. You can still associate with them and still be best friends and still be cool. You know? We kept on telling each other, yes, everything's cool, man. What's new? You're like, what's this? And we just told each other our lives in 20 minutes. And that was it. We had to go back to work. All right, man, I gotta go work, man. All right, cool, bye. Cool. See, cool. I'll talk to you later, man. I'll hit you up later or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'll hit you up next time or, whatever. On our birthdays, we still talk to each other, or Christmas we'll wish each other, wish each other Merry Christmas, ask about families and things like that, and go about our business. You get to a certain age where you're not going to do the same things you used to do before. And if you can accept the change, then you'll be able to accept that now, because you're not with a whole pot of friends and you're not doing the same thing you were doing 10 years ago, make the next 10 years about yourself and what you need to do to accomplish a better life. You're only here so long. You can die tomorrow. Absolutely. Time flies. You know what, Barb? Um, I went to the store today with my sister, and there's already Halloween candy, and Halloween's 40 days away, you know? So it's like they already have the candy out, they have the costumes, they have the ornaments, pumpkins. Excuse me. They already have everything out. My sister bought a bag of chocolate candies and stuff. I was like, "You're gonna buy that shit now? We still got a month of that shit." She's like, "I don't care. It's for the boys that are doing good in school. I'll give them some treats or whatever." I was like, "Okay, whatever." Yeah, Halloween, Christmas. I saw some Christmas lights today. They already got Christmas lights out. I'm like, these people are crazy. Me, I don't want time to fly that fast. I like Halloween. I like Christmas. I like, my favorite holiday coming up is Thanksgiving. Because that's when you get to like hang out with your family, and I get to see my nephews, and we get to eat, nice food and all that stuff. Halloween is cool. I like Halloween because you never like to see all the little kids in their cute little costumes, and my nephews dress up in crazy things and scare the shit out of each other. Eat all sorts of cool candies and chocolates. And Christmas speaks for itself. Christmas is a last Christmas was probably one of my best Christmases of my life. I had so much fun with my family and my nephews. We had such a good time. We played volleyball outside. It was a beautiful day. It was nice and sunny. It was like 72 degrees. We played volleyball out in the yard, and we ate food, and we had a great time. We laughed. We played football. We watched TV. Like, it was just like an all day affair. It was so nice. Like, I'll never forget last Christmas was cool, and I hope this Christmas is better. Good night, Ninja. No problem. Take care. So yeah, the holidays are always nice to have, especially I get to see my nephews and my family and stuff. My mom and dad's always happy, to see their grandchildren, and how much they've grown is unbelievable. My oldest nephew is 21 years old, and he's already in college, second year already. And his brother is 18, and he's in college, first year, first month. And it's all going good for them. So I'm very happy, like they're doing good. I'm happy that my nephews are in college, graduated, in school. One of them has a job, graduated. All of them's graduated except for three. Three oldest have graduated and gone. Two of them are gone to college. One of them has a full-time job already, making good money. He works at a grocery store, and he's doing very good there. He got a big raise. They like him a lot. He's been working there for like 2 years now since he left school. He graduated, man, straight to work. He doesn't really care about college and things like that. He just wants to work and, you know, do his thing, and that's fine. I did the same thing, but I didn't graduate, but I went straight to work. So he's like me, he went straight to work. So it's nice. It's nice to see my nephews. The next one, he's 17. He's going 18 in February, and he should be graduating next June or May, I think. Yeah, May. Next May, he'll be graduating. So he'll be finished school, and that'll be four out of the six that graduated and finished school. So I would love to go to my oldest nephew's graduation in college, but that's only if I can get a seat. It's very limited when they do graduations. Like each family only gets like 4 or 5 tickets or whatever. So even if I don't get to see them graduate, I would like to go out there and like tell them I'm proud of them. And I always encourage them to stay in school because they see me. They say, "Fuck that! I don't want to work outside like my uncle Mark. He busts his ass. He's always sweating. He's always tan and dark from the sun and sunburnt, and he's out there doing his thing. I don't want to be that. I want to be in an office. Damn it." The oldest one already has a job. He was an intern worker. This past, he actually had a full time job for 3 months during the summer. He made good money too, so he's already good to go. Like when he finishes college, he already has a job. He's lucky, but he had to prove himself. He was lucky to find a job, but now he's like taking the courses to complete, and he's going to be making good money. He'll be in a suit and tie. I'll be seeing him walk through town. I'll be very proud of him. I'm proud of him now, but I'll be more proud to see him walk through the city if I'm driving through there and see him in a suit and tie and making money and being in an office. Who knows? I might need him one day. Or when he gets his house, he can always ask me to work on it. Uncle Mark, I need some electrical work. All right, bro, I'm coming. No problem. I'll do it for you. I can't believe they're all getting older and older and they're in college already. It's unbelievable. Time is just like flying. I woke up today and said, "Well, Mark, 16 years ago today, you started your business. You were sitting at a desk next to this lady in her office and you signed your name and your business started. You walked out that door. I was happy as can be. I never forget, I had a yellow envelope with all the papers in it. And I got in my car and I opened up the paper and I opened up the envelope and I looked at the paper and I said, it's official, bro. You have your own business. So get to work. Let's make it happen." And that's what I did. With nobody really putting their trust and faith in me. Only 1 or 2 people had faith in me and helped me, but everybody else is doubtful. They were like, "Yeah, he ain't gonna make it. He'll be done in a fucking year, or he'll be finished. He'll be bankrupt. He'll be this." People didn't really care, and I didn't really care what people thought anyway. My own family didn't give a shit. But now everything's different, and has been different for a long time. But you have to prove yourself. Unfortunately, you have to prove yourself to your own family sometimes. Yeah, it made me more motivated too. Honestly, it made me more motivated, but you know what else it did for me? I love to prove people wrong. And I shouldn't be like that because I shouldn't have to prove people wrong or I shouldn't have to do that. I should just have to live my life for me. But sometimes it's good to stick it to people who doubt you or talk shit about you or spread rumors about you and act like you're not the person you are. So when I was like, it was like 2010 to like 2014, I had 4 years of like solid work. And everybody, like my old bosses and people I used to hang around and work for, they all disowned me. Like they always talking shit about me. I got into a big like argument with one of the people I was working with because they were listening to my old boss and somebody else and saying that I didn't know what I was doing. And then the people that were working with me every day would say, "Look, don't listen to his old boss. They're just hating on him. They're just jealous that he's doing his thing. He's succeeding because they thought he wouldn't. So they don't want him to succeed. They want to cut his throat. So give the guy a chance. Like, don't listen to these people." So the guy like didn't listen. He just kept listening to the outside noise. And I'll never forget it. Like he came up to me and he's like, I don't I can't trust you because I don't know if you know what you're doing and this and that. And I'm like, look, fuck you, fuck your job, fuck your house. I don't need your job. I'll send you the bill from what I'm done, and I'm taking all my tools and I'm leaving. I don't need you. I told him right to his face. I said, I work for myself and by myself. I'm not a part of this company, and you ain't my damn boss. So you can go get the people that run their mouths about me. Go get my old boss and come down here. You'll see who knows what they're doing and what they don't know what they're doing. You want to go listen to them? Go right ahead. And then I drove off, and he was like, "Hey, hey, hey, come back, come back." And I was like, "Fuck you." And about an hour later, I get a phone call. His wife called me. And I always tell people this story. It's hilarious. His wife called me and said, "Hey, how you doing, Mark? This is so and so. This is so and so's wife. I heard what happened. I can't believe they did that to you. My cousin, this guy, his name is Andre. I said, you know him?" I said, "Yeah, of course I know. Andre is one of my good friends. I've known him for 20 years." I said, he's the guy who I get all my electrical stuff from." And he goes, "Look, he's my cousin. And he told me that you're one of the best electricians that he knows, and that I can trust you. But my husband is listening to the people that don't like you." And I told my husband, "Look, my cousin Andre said Mark is the guy. He'll do the job and he knows what he's doing. He'll give you a good price and he'll do the work. He's trustworthy." So on my side, I'm getting positive, and on his side, he's getting negative. So he's taking the negative and running with it. And then I'm telling him, "No, trust me." But men ain't gonna trust a woman. My husband's this and that. She was dissing him and saying how fucked up he is for treating me like that. So she says, "Look, Mark, I don't want to, make you uncomfortable. If you want to leave, go right ahead. I can understand because my husband's a pain in the ass. But I really wish you will reconsider and come back." And I said, "Look, I need 24 hours to think about it." Meanwhile, I got everybody calling me on my phone. "Look, Mark, man, come back. Don't worry about that guy. Fuck him. Just do the job, man. This is a contract job. You can't just break your contract like that, man. Come on, man. I mean, yeah, I know you can break your contract because you work for yourself. But, come back, man. Don't worry about that, man. Just prove this asshole wrong." And I was like, man, I really don't want to go back there because when people do that to me, I take it personally, And I didn't really need that job because I had all this other work. But then a good friend of mine said, "Look, just go back, man. You know, just go back, do your job and make your money and fuck that guy." And I said, "All right, look, I'll go back." So I called his wife. I said, "Look, I'll come back. I'll be back tomorrow morning." She's like, "Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate that." So when I got there, her husband was already there. I was like, "Good morning, everybody." She's like, "Oh, Mark, can I speak to you, please?" I said, "Yeah, yeah, whatever. What do you want?" So he's like, "Look, I know we started things off, I started things off on the wrong foot. I want to apologize for everything, blah, blah." He apologized, but he wasn't sincere. He was an ass. He only apologized because his wife ripped him a new ass, right? And he couldn't get another electrician to finish what I started anyway. So he ended up, apologizing and going about his business and gave me, the opportunity to finish the job. But he still gave me a hard time throughout the job. And the last week I was there, like the last 5 days I was there, he wasn't there because he was pissed because he had listened to everybody and I had gotten the house inspected and the house passed and all my shit was working. And he had problems with the plumber, he had problems with the construction, but he never had a problem with me. And everybody said that I was going to be the problem. So then his wife was in the kitchen with me and she says, "Oh, Mark, can you please put this last receptacle right here? The carpenter finished. And can I speak to you, please?" I said, "Yeah, sure." So I'm in the kitchen. She was like, cleaning everything up. It was pretty much the house was moving, like, ready to get moved into. And I just had to put like one receptacle in on the island in her kitchen. So I finished that. And she says, "Mark, I want to thank you for everything you've done. You're a good person. I know my husband's an asshole. He gave you a hard time. I know he don't speak to you for the past couple of days. It's because you proved him wrong and he hates that. He actually thought that you were the person these people portrayed you as." And I was like, "That's okay, ma'am. I go through this all the time." So it's a part of life. And she thanked me, told me she appreciated me. She says, "Look, I know my husband don't, but I take it from me. This is my house, just as well as if my husband's. I pay the bills around here." And when she said that, I started laughing to myself. She goes, I pay the bills around here, so I have the last say. And she shook my hand and she says, I will recommend you to anybody. And I want to appreciate what you've done for me. The house is amazing. Everything works perfect. And thank you for doing everything, to code, and everything passed, everything's fine. And I think she owed me like $3,000, like the last payment, but I had to pass the house in order to get the last payment. She ended up giving me a little extra and like a tip, couple $100 more she gave me. And I called, I said, look, you overpaid me by like 400 something dollars. She goes, oh no, that's a tip. She goes, I wanted to give you extra for all the bullshit you put up with. Like I said, Mark, I pay the bills around here. So when that happened, it made me feel like, it made me feel a certain way. Like, business is business, and don't let people get in the way of your bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? And sometimes, like, guys, and the sad part is I get along with a lot of women, but men, they seem to like really fucking hate me. And they really like disrespect me, and they're always jealous. And I'm not like that. Like, I always help everybody no matter who you are. Like, if I feel like I should help you, I'm gonna help you. Even if you don't help me, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm doing it because I want to. But it seems like most men in my life have always been the problem. Men are always jealous of me, or not everybody, but majority men that I deal with, they end up being jealous, envious, or just like assholes. And I'm like, what the fuck is these guys' problems? Like, you can't just be cool with people like me. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, why you gotta hate on somebody? I don't hate on nobody. I could care less how much money you're making or what jobs you have, or if you got a fancy house. I don't give a shit about that. That shit don't matter. You're going to die just like me, without fucking nothing in a board box. So why am I gonna be jealous of what you have on earth? That shit's getting left for somebody else to enjoy, bro. I ain't gotta be jealous. I realized that a long time ago in my life. When I was in my 30s, I realized that everything I own is not going to be in my possession when I die. So why am I worried about what I have? I don't fucking care what anybody has. You can have whatever you want. I don't give a shit. I'm never going to be hating on or jealous of anybody. That's not in my nature. It's not in my blood. It's not in my mind. I just don't live that life. I just can't. It's not for me to live being jealous or envious of anybody. That's just stupid. It really is. If you think about it, it's dumb. Because we're all going to leave with nothing. And if you want what that person has, work for it. If you want what that person has, then go get it. You want to be like that person, then be like that person. I don't care. Go. Yeah. Just don't be hating on me for nothing. I don't know. It's difficult sometimes, but I've learned a lot of lessons in the last couple years. Bless you, Don. She just sneezed twice. You all right, baby? Yeah, exactly. Right. You're absolutely right, Barb. I just can't do it. Like, I don't really, like, I work for millionaires. I live around millionaires, and they'll all tell you, Mark's not jealous. Mark's not envious. Mark don't care what the fuck I have. Mark doesn't, like, if anything, I'll help you. I really don't care. I don't care if you're a millionaire and you got a whole pile of shit. Who cares? It don't phase me. It really don't. I'll be like, oh, cool, that's nice. I like your house, or I like your car. I'm not gonna be like, yeah, fucking bastard. Like, I hope you die or something, or I hope your car gets crushed, or I hope you lose all your money. Like, I'm not like that. That don't play like me. I don't really deal with that. That's just stupid as shit. But anyway, life goes on. I think everybody should mind their own business, live their lives to their potential and their the way they want to, and just leave everybody alone. Like, who cares what people are doing? I wish people really had that mentality. Yeah, I know. I tell everybody I'm God's son, but they don't believe me. All right, get some beauty sleep, Barb. I'm gonna get some handsome sleep. Love you too, sweetheart. Always. I appreciate you coming in here and spending time with me. Oh yes, I need to draw myself a card. You're absolutely right. How dare me put the cards back in the deck about giving myself a card. I've been a good boy today too, so I deserve a card. I deserve a message. All right, Spirit, what do you have for me? All right, let me see what I got here. Oh boy. All right. Don't worry, karma will get them. I know exactly what that's about. Just like the people I just finished talking about. I'm not worried because I know karma will get them. Life's too short. Go out and have some sex. I would if there was the right person to have sex with. And of course, my card came up again, what I just talked about earlier. You plan, God laughs. Yep, I'm planning and God's laughing at the same time. And on the bottom, I got you deserve love, not pain. Absolutely. I agree. And there you go. That's my message. I like that. That's good messages for me. I'm not worried because I know karma's going to get them. I do deserve love and not pain, yes. And God plans, you plan, I plan, and God laughs. I'm sure He is laughing at all my plans. And yes, life is too short. I should go out and have some sex, but I only have sex with people that I like. I'm not randomly going out there and, putting myself somewhere that's going to get me something I don't want. All right. Good night, sweetheart. Take care. I hope you have a great week to come and weekend. I should be here tomorrow. I'll be on here more often. I try to be at least. So, yeah, I'll be here. Have a good sleep, sweet dreams. I'm going to get out of here. If nobody needs me, then I'm good. If you do need me, if you do want a message, I will give you one. Donations are still open if you need me. If not, I'm going to go. To speak now, or Mark is going. Much love to you too, Barb. It's always a pleasure. Cheers. I'm drinking lemonade tonight. I don't know what it is, but I've been in a lemonade mood. I guess it's because it's summertime. Summertime's still here. It's still hot here. So it's nothing like having like a nice cold glass of lemonade. But like I can't drink lemonade straight up. I gotta water it down or put some ice in it. It's like too soury sweet. But I like it though. It's nice. All right. So if anybody wants a message, let me know. If not, I'm gonna get out of here. If you want to donate for a question, let me know, or else I'm going to go. But I should be here tomorrow, God willing. If not, you all have a great weekend to come. Enjoy your Thursday. Enjoy your night. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.